Everyone is talking about a trust recession, so let's make sure that you do not get caught in this. Before we dive into the how, let's dive into why this trust recession seemed to happen in the first place. We are coming out of an era where, unfortunately, audacity sold better than integrity. People got caught in that trap of, the shiny, flashy things. They spent a lot of money, and on the back end, they weren't happy with what they received, either with, the service or the experience or the result that they were promised. So people are understandably a little bit more hesitant and a little bit more discerning, which is not a bad thing. The other thing that plays into this is the AI landscape. This has been around for a little while and it's set to increase. And it's the idea of, can we really trust what we see with our eyes and what we hear with our ears? And up until now, I don't believe that that has been the case. And it's becoming more and more difficult to discern what is real and what is fake. So that's the landscape that we find ourselves in. And then there's you who is trying to grow your mission-led business in amongst all that. You have done all the hard years. You have been perfecting your craft. You have all of the lived experience. You have the big heart. You have the integrity. And you don't want to be shouting the loudest. You don't want it to be flashy. But you also know that you have medicine that needs to be in more hands right now. And you're not just building any kind of business. You're not just in it for the money. You never have been. But you're in that kind of messy middle where you're going from helping everyone who could benefit from your services to getting really focused on your mission. Who am I here to serve? What am I here to share? What is my message? So you are building from a completely different place in the first place. You are now building the mission-led business that you promised yourself you would come and share at this exact moment. So how are you going to navigate growing your income and impact when we are supposedly in this trust recession? The first thing that I want you to do is not buy into the trust recession. I want you to eliminate the phrase from your vocabulary. I don't want you to talk about it. I don't want you to give it airtime. And along with that, I don't want you to give airtime to the economy. I don't want you to talk about, the downturn, how everyone is quiet, because what that does is it gives your power away. And this is the exact moment that we need to be in our fullest power. So this does not mean that we are ignorant to what is going on in the world. We understand what is going on in the world at large, but we are consciously choosing not to give that our energy. And I was guilty of this for so long. When I was a chiropractor and things got a little bit quiet and you talk to colleagues and they were experiencing the same thing and it made you feel a little bit better because at least it's not just me. But that entire time I was giving my power away. So I want you to erase that from your vocabulary, stop giving it your energy, and I want you to do this instead. I want you to double down on, I kind of know that's going on in another sector of the matrix. What can I do in my sector of the matrix that will ultimately influence what's going on in the rest of it? So I want you to double down on your mission, your message, your family, what you are here to do and share in this specific time. And the reason that is so important is, I'll give you a quick analogy. If you imagine a glass of water with 2 ice cubes floating in the glass of water. I am one ice cube, you are another ice cube. Think of the ice cube as your sector of the matrix. and then the water is the collective soup. So if I concentrate on my sector of the matrix, I know in the collective soup, they're talking about a trust recession, there's economic stuff going on, people are feeling sluggish while they're growing their income and impact. I know that that is going on in the soup. I am not denying it. I am not ignoring it. I'm not putting my fingers in my ears and pretending that's not happening. But I am focused on my ice cube. What can I do in my sector of the matrix? Well, I can double down on getting my message right. I can double down on my content. I can double down on my power, on my leadership, on my trust. All of those elements are within my control. Because here's what happens. If I do that and you do that, when our ice blocks melt, it melts into the collective soup. And that is how we get to influence. So when people say, oh, you're only just one person, you are not. You are very, very powerful. So when all the work that you are doing melts into that collective soup, it influences the collective vibration. So if you understand what's going on and then get clear, what am I here to do specifically? The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to anchor the frequency of trust in your body. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but this does two specific things. If you have stabilized the frequency of trust in your body, when your body encounters something that is inauthentic, that isn't what it seems to be, your energy bodies are going to show you immediately and obviously, which means you are not going to fall prey of something that is inauthentic. Your body will tell you way ahead of time to steer clear of that particular situation. And this is about trusting your instincts, your gut feeling, your knowing, your intuition. I want you to practice leaning into that and practice in really small situations. And I'll give you an example. I used to practice when I was making toast, leaving the toast until my intuition told me it was time to pop the toast. That is how small and insignificant the examples that I practiced my intuition. And then when my intuition said it's time to go, I would pop the toast and I would look, oh yeah, it was time to go. And all the while I was giving my body evidence, giving my brain evidence that I could trust myself. I could trust the information that my body was giving me. So you are not going to fall prey to something that, somebody doesn't have your best intentions at heart. The second thing it does is when you stabilize trust in your body, you are the frequency of trust. Your potential clients, your audience can feel it. So on the other end, their energy bodies are leaning in. Their energy bodies are giving them information like curiosity. Wow, what is this woman doing differently? Their energy bodies are feeling calm and grounded because they are calibrating to the frequency of trust that you are broadcasting, that your body is broadcasting. So you might be thinking, I do trust myself. I do trust my work. I trust that I've poured my heart and soul into it. I trust that I'm not charging too much. I'm probably charging too little. I trust that it's worth what I say it is. But that's not actually what trust is. We all know by now that your body decides what is safe for you to experience, how much you can hold, what your body is comfortable with. But your energy bodies are the communication system. And remember, this stuff is subconscious. There's no part of you going, I don't trust. this stuff is subconscious. So the way your energy bodies will start to communicate this to you, the signs that they will give you are things like not trusting, and this was my example, not trusting your partner to remember to buy the milk on the way home. That is not a partner problem. That is a lack of trust problem. Not trusting your receptionist to do that task that you asked her to do. Again, that is not a receptionist problem. That was a lack of trust problem on my part. And again, you might be thinking, but Jackie, this is trusting other people. Correct. Because you can't trust other people until you trust yourself first. So this lack of trust is going to show up as overthinking and worrying and overcomplicating things. Inconsistent energy where, you've got energy when you've got the adrenaline rush, but as soon as that's finished, you absolutely crash. It's your micromanaging. Those are the ways that a lack of trust is actually going to show up. And the root of this, because we always like to get to the root of this is that your body does not yet trust that you will be there for it no matter what. This is trust between you and your body. And until you build that relationship, it makes it very difficult for you to trust other people. And it makes it super difficult for you to trust the universe. But when you are able to make your body home, your body the source, your body the priority, that's when it knows that it's safe and secure no matter what. You start to broadcast that frequency of trust and your clients can feel it. So they might not consciously know it, but their energy bodies are also giving them those signs. So when you learn to trust yourself, when your body knows that it can relax because you are going to be there come rain or shine, it doesn't matter if, you get a whole lot more clients or a whole lot more money, or you become more busy, or a challenge comes your way, or your back is against the wall, doesn't matter. Because your body knows you are going to be there. You are not going to neglect your own body. That's when it starts to let more of the income, more of the impact, more of the clients, more of the money, more of the magic in, because it knows that you're not going anywhere. It can trust you to stay present in all of those situations. So when you can build that level of trust with yourself, then your clients can start to trust you, and then you become a safe place for them to invest. And if we are moving into a world where integrity, truth, transparency are the frequencies that we are going to live by, it starts with us. So implement all of those things. Number one, just stop saying this, stop giving it your energy. And then number two, work on building your own frequency of trust with your own body. That's why I always say, your body, your family, and your mission. Because when you can influence your sector, your ice cube in the matrix, that ripples out and it affects the entire field, the entire collective consciousness. That is the level of the work that you and your business are here to do. So please, please, please stop buying into this. Double down on what you are here to share. Get your message out there into the hands of the people that need it right now. I am absolutely rooting for you. We rise together, and I'll see you in the next podcast.